Hello, my name is Amina, and I'm your decision making specialist. And today in shelter is May 16th, 2020, and that means it is day 62. Yep, and here I am. And here we are, wherever you are. You may be just way out there already, and I'm hoping that you and everyone around you is as healthy as possible and stays safe. And I'm wishing that for everyone, that it's possible to keep feeling well and healthy. And in honor of those that aren't, in honor of those who have died, and some of them may be people that you know, all of us know someone. And in the midst of that, I would like to take, and if you're willing, to take more than our usual eyelash of time to appreciate yourself. However long that you have been in shelter or still are in shelter, for every day, I hope you will say an appreciation to yourself. Every time that you did go out, that you wore a mask, that you kept your social distance, and were able to still be connected even though there was the physical distance. Please take a moment and appreciate yourself for each of those times. Take as many moments as you're going to be able to give yourself permission to appreciate yourself. You know, those numbers are huge, and they're growing. They're growing at different rates of speed in different areas, and they're still growing. And I know that a lot of people are talking about, well, those models and projections and all of those were just wrong. So if those were wrong, then maybe there's a whole bunch of other stuff wrong. And again, this is not about partisanism. It's not about politics. This is about you and me and everyone around us and everyone out there that we don't know. And that is, be, if you can, and if it's within your belief system, delighted that those numbers didn't come true. And remember, those were projections of what could happen. Those were models of what might come true. And the difference is you and me and everyone around us that wore our gloves and our masks and washed our hands and kept a physical distance and paid attention to everything that we could do to keep ourselves safe, because, as I've said before, if you keep yourself safe, you are keeping those around you safe. That mask is not just to filter everybody else's particles from you. It's to save them from the particles that come out of your mouth simply by breathing and eating and talking and joking and everything that we do with our mouth. So that is what I want to offer for today. And that is that those numbers are different than what we saw in the beginning because we did something differently than we were doing in the beginning. And be proud of yourself. My gosh, if you really think you are totally been doing the impossible, work at home, schooling your kids at home, trying to figure out how to make food and the money you have match enough to find rent, to keep your business going so that when this is all done, you still have a place for you and your employees to go. To hang on until you got or will get your stimulus check, at least in US. And if you're getting some kind of unemployment, you've hung on until you got it. And you've taken that amount of money and done your very best to make it work for your family. If you needed to go and had to stand in a food line, you did it. Oh my gosh, you did it. And you've survived being with your family all of this time, or being alone. I have one client and her kid is just a cutie. I think he's like about 11 years old. And his mom and dad would keep trying to find things they could do, and they would say, well, let's have some family time. And he finally just cracked and he said, Mom and Dad, do you know I'm tired of spending time with you? I want to be with my friends. And at first they looked at each other, and when they were in private, they thought, you know, kiddo, we're kind of tired of being with you 24/7 too. So we all have done so much. And that's just a little layer of all the things that have been done during this time and may still be getting done during this time. So I say, bravo. And I'm hoping that you will say bravo to yourself. Say bravo to your kids, bravo to your friends. We can't celebrate the end of those numbers. And I hope that you still give yourself permission to celebrate the right now that you're living, and that you are being a person of progress, not having to be perfect. And how we shifted those numbers, and I don't mean just we did it single-handedly, all of us and our governors and our mayors and the leaders of our country did so much. Some of them did it on purpose, some reluctantly. However way the leaders of your country and your state did it, the fact is, we as an individual, you, me, us, were able to do something that made a difference. And it's kind of like, if I know it's not the same, let's just say you're driving down the road and there is a huge boulder in the road and you're watching it and watching and watching it. And if you watch it, there's a little sign that says, if you hit this boulder, your car will explode. So we have a choice. Do we say, oh, I don't know, somebody probably painted that sign and I don't believe it, so I'm going to go straight ahead? Or do we say, well, there's no guarantee about that sign. However, just in case, I'm going to swerve my car around that boulder. Just took some effort. And you know what? Then you know you've done your very best to not have your car explode. And that's what we did. We looked at those numbers and we hoped they weren't true. And we asked ourselves, okay, I can't move the boulder. If I scribble something different on the sign, that's not going to make a difference. What can I do that's my very best to keep safe, to keep alive, and keep healthy? For me, for my family. And that is just a little detour and hopefully get by the boulder. And that's what we did. So I want to offer that you congratulate yourself for that detour, which felt horribly long and maybe still does. And it's just the temptation to just ram into that boulder and get it out of the way. The thing is, we don't want to explode and we don't want to take a risk of dying. So when you go out there, as happy as you might be, please don't be complacent that because your car didn't explode, the boulder isn't real. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Wear gloves if you could. Keep your physical distance. And keep socially connected every way that you can. One of those ways is if you come back here, and if you will subscribe, and if you would leave a comment. And with that, thanks from me anyway for taking that detour. All right, come back tomorrow. I will be here. My hand will be out, and I will look for you. I promise. All right, bye for now.